Hi Scorpio. Happy birthday. We're doing holiday looks, and it started off because of the Halloween looks. Like, it was just so fun last month, and the Shiva video was bomb, and the girl who did the Shiva look also did this look. So we're using these new palettes that just came out by Pat McGrath, and it has nothing to do with us. We don't know her or anything. We're just messing with her palettes. Like, I bought them, and we're just going to try them all through all of the signs this month because they're just super pigmented and super cool and very festive, right? So November, December, January, we'll be doing just holiday inspired looks. So, or at least November, December, let's say November, December. So like Thanksgiving, Christmas, sort of stuff. So we started with Scorpio, obviously, because it's your birthday, but also because I wanted to do the blue look first. And just because it's the one that, like, when I saw the palettes, I was like, oh God, that's the one. Like, I need that. I want that in my life. And then we were like, well, who should we do that look for? Like, it's so good. It's so iconic. It's so strong. Like, you really need to be able to, carry it. Like, you got to have the personality to pull this off, right? It's like, duh, Scorpio. Like, come on. So here we are. And we do have a lot going on. Like, a lot. So let's start super intuitive, and then based on what comes up, I'll tell you about your planetary, like, alignments and stuff. Like, we're going to do that in this part of the reading instead of the extended, and then, like, pull more cards in the extended, because this time I think it's pretty important that that everyone should know what's going on in terms of, like, there's just so much, right, planetary-wise, that, like, how some months it's, like, not a big deal, and it's like, okay, we'll talk about it, but we can talk about it later. So this is one of the months where, like, we want to, I didn't realize that was visible on camera like that. I'm so sorry. Jeez. What was I saying? So this is one of the months where we want to talk about it. This is one of the months where we really want to talk about Jupiter, we want to talk about the new moon, we want to talk about Venus, we want to talk about Mars coming up right behind you, in Libra. We want to talk about it all because your subconscious is going to be supercharged, and, like, you guys are already pretty supercharged when it comes to that stuff. So, gotta be careful. Let's look at it. Notice how I started shuffling the cards, like, faster. I'm, like, nervous. I'm like, you guys are already so in your feelings. Two of Pentacles. All right. What's the Two of Pentacles? Let's think about it a little bit. It can, of course, mean that you're trying to make a decision, but it can also mean that you are being really, really playful with money, with everything in your life, with the material things in your life, because it's become sort of a game. He's playing the game of infinity. There's a ship behind him, right? There's a ship that's, like, kind of being tossed on the waves. So that gives us some indication. The ocean is there, so you are there. The water is there, no? I know. Look at the pigment. With the card. Yes, Pat McGrath. So, the tossing of the waves, I have to admit that I'm relieved that this card came up because I have been feeling this way so much. Like, even before Scorpio season started. Like, at the end, towards the end of Libra season, I was like, oh gosh. Like, I just, as soon as that Jupiter transit started, woo, okay. Knight of Wands, Ten of Swords. So if you guys are in a situation with a fire sign, like, that person is feeling really, really super, super hurt by you. It looks like that person is really, like, in their feelings about you. So far, bottom of the deck, Seven of Swords. So, okay. So far, how you're feeling, and then, like, as I was talking about it, and as I was, like, kind of going to explain how I felt about Jupiter coming in, then this, and then this. you are definitely needing to heal from something, or someone is needing to heal from you. And this is probably the month that it'll happen, because you've got so much bravery coming in terms of stuff that you probably needed to address or needed to move away from. But all that, like, it could be that you needed to move away. It could be that you needed to reconcile. Regardless of how it plays out for you, it demands a certain amount of strength from you. It demands a certain amount of bravery from you. And, like, that's weird to say to a Scorpio, because you're the first ones to be like, I'm brave, and I'm not saying you're not. I'm saying that you're really, really brave about all the wrong things sometimes. Still great, still noble, still very attractive. It's all those things, don't worry. Just also destructive, because you fail to be brave about the things that are super important to you. And then, you have to, like, watch other people. A lot of times Scorpios will have to, like, watch other people get what they should have gotten, or what they could have very easily attained if they had just taken that risk, married that girl, taken that job, taken that trip, whatever it was. And usually the reason that they don't has something to do with, or the reason you guys don't, has something to do with just a natural hesitancy of not being able to trust, but only out of, not out of a bitterness, which is often how it can be misconstrued. More, it's an ability, it's an inability to trust that's based on perhaps too much knowledge, perhaps too much of a clairvoyance or an ability. But then, like, funnily enough, when people feel like this about you or around you or because of you, you can kind of cut it off. And so even though you're able to feel so much, you can choose not to, or you can choose to let other people go through that kind of pain without being able to take it on yourself, which is also interesting, right? Because often when I do these videos for you guys, there is a segment of people who are like, I really just don't think it's fair. Like, you're really, really nice to them, and you never talk about, like, the negative aspects of Scorpios. And I'm like, well, the thing is, anyone can devolve to the most negative aspect of their sign, right? So if you were being the most negative aspect of your sign, you would be able to feel all the things that people feel, and yet choose to cut yourself off for whatever reason. Now, is that really a de-evolution? Well, not really to me. If someone gives you reason to cut them off, then it's difficult to console people who have been cut off by Scorpios, because when you really get into it with them, what you find is that they did do something. Even if they tried to hide it, even if they thought you never found out, even if you don't have any proof, you have your feeling. So you're vindicated somehow in that metaphysical process, because there is always a reasoning. There is always a justification. It's not just for no reason. So this Knight of Wands and Ten of Swords, the reason, whatever that reason is that's making you have this contentious kind of should I stay or should I go situation with this Aries, Sag, Leo, is really, this. I think you guys are both doing this to each other. I think the reason it's hard for you to figure out what you should do is because as much as this person makes you feel great, I think you're making this person feel miserable. Because you're kind of allowing them to make you feel great, when you want. You're picking and choosing when to have and not have their affection, perhaps. Or if this is a work situation, because it is Two of Pentacles, so if we're talking about money, okay, and then, so 3 cards fell out. The Sun, 10 of Cups, Wheel of Fortune. So let's go with let's look here at the 6 cards we have out. Oh my God, of course. I'm telling you, since Scorpio season started, things have just been like crashing down, breaking, where I'm like, whoa, really? Does it have to be like that? You know what I mean? Does it have to be this much? Scorpio season is like, yes. Yes, it does. It has to be this much exactly. I'm like, all right. Crashing, cracking, breaking. Like, whoa. Okay, Jupiter. I know you like to expand the energies, but like for real. But look here. Venus is going to be in your sign. This is why I said we're going to talk about the planetary stuff. So awesome. Let's talk about it. The cards want to talk about it. I wanted to talk about it anyway. You guys want to talk about it. Let's talk about it. But first, before we get to the good stuff about the love and the luck and everything, let's address this if this is a work situation. Because we got Scorpios out here who are dealing with the work situation where this is really, really affecting them. Where they're dealing with a fire sign or someone who is in a position to perhaps like boss over them. And that situation is really becoming tenuous for you money-wise. Your job situation, your money situation is becoming tenuous because there's like a butting of heads happening here. And you're seriously contemplating leaving the situation, which doesn't make you feel great. And it doesn't make that person feel great either. The same if it's a romantic situation. Neither one of you are feeling great. Both of you are feeling like this about what's going on. But I gotta say, like, Scorpio, like, you know, anyone is going to start to feel this way, including you, if you keep them here. I understand that the limbo they're in is an infinite limbo. I understand that no matter what, at the end of the day, you're really into this person and like they should just understand that about you because you're either like a Scorpio, Scorpio rising, Scorpio moon. And so you're like, come on, don't you understand? I'm obsessive. I'm crazy. I'm always going to love you. But like, let me be really mean to you and almost kill you right now. Come on, be fine with it. And like on that, like Scorpio, like I love you guys. I fucks with you level. I get it. And I'm with you. But like, excuse me, this is also like a human being. Hopefully. I mean, you guys are doing a lot of weird stuff, so I just wanted to put that in there. No judgment. I'm fascinated, but still. 10 of Swords, you know, for a human, a lowly, non-Scorpio human like the rest of us, this can be really, really difficult for us. You know, being made to feel like this because you're in your infinite loop of, come on, let me sting you over and over again. It's no big deal because, like, I always got you anyway. You know I'm crazy. It's great, you know, and everybody kind of loves being on this ride, but the patient has to survive the cure. And so, if this is your emotional life, that gives you a pretty good, like, I think I just pretty much lectured you. If it is your work life. Now, 3 of Wands, 3 of Cups, King of Pentacles. Okay. In terms of work, I pulled those cards because I just want to make even more sure that you understand. I swear if something else breaks, I'm going to freak. I want to make even more sure that you get what I mean in terms of the work energy. You see this indecisiveness here? You see? This indecisiveness is mirrored in these 2 cards. This is a card of wanting to venture out into even more ambitious territory in terms of career, in terms of money. Wands are cards of action, yeah? Cards of manifestation. The fire energy, the fire does what? The fire creates. The Industrial Revolution was started by what? Fire. We came together around a fire. We learned how to communicate around cooking. Cooking was done by a fire, right? All these things. Culture has been manifested. Civilization has manifested around fires. Industrialization and technology manifested around fire. So there is an aspect of you that is very much attuned to this Jupiterian need to now go and manifest and go out and exaggerate whatever ambitions you already had and do bigger and better and better. Okay? And then there is also the need to very much be in your feelings and celebrate and enjoy the things that you have worked very hard for. So great. Now, the balance between these two things, although they are both great, and we have so many positive cards still to talk about, this energy is wonderful. But I can see how this indecisiveness will start to grow within you with these competing energies. Because although they are both positive here, there is a competing energy. And if this happens to be one of those stray Scorpios, ha ha ha, who's in a situation with more than one person, this comes up as a distraction. If you are a Scorpio that is involved with more than one person at the same time, the karma that you're reaping for it is very dangerous right now. Be very careful. If you are not, and this is a card of celebration because you really do feel like you've come to a point where all of this is starting to happen for you. Let's start to integrate now. Where all of this is starting to happen for you. And what is all of this? You have the Sun, the 10 of Cups, and the Wheel of Fortune. It's pretty good, huh? 2 circles and a semicircle that's completed underneath by a family. The Sun, a Leo, so fire sign. Someone who is manifesting as, you know, life-giving itself, life-giving energy itself. So anyone who's bringing quite a lot of sunshine into what has been, up until recently, a pretty dreary existence. And with it, they bring the promise of what looks here like very much the way the Wheel of Fortune and the Sun come up, like reconciliation. And I've been feeling it for a while. And this Jupiterian 12-year cycle is no joke. So there is a very, very good chance here that you can kind of abruptly, kind of suddenly become emotionally victorious, especially if it involves an air sign. Because you're coming into a very kind of youthful, innocent sort of time in your life when it comes to love. Yeah, you've been kicked around. Yeah, you got the scars, but you also got the armor and the poison. And you've also refined both the armor and the poison to the point where, although you are dangerous, you are in many ways fulfilled. You were always dangerous anyway, so no matter. But now, the boldness that Jupiter brings, and then to this boldness now we add Venus moves into, so listen to all the things that are going to be in your sign. You're going to have the Sun in your sign, yeah? You already have Jupiter in your sign. Well, as of this video, you already have the Sun in your sign, you have Jupiter in your sign, you have Venus in your sign, and then you have a new moon in your sign. So all the way through the month, you have light. And it's like all of this is shining on you in so many different ways, cleansing you, pushing you forward, the 3 turning to a 4. You heading towards someone who is in many ways rushing towards you for a very long time. You now finally feeling with all this planetary energy pushing you forward like you can perhaps have this happy ending after all. And then perhaps realizing that the happy ending is just a beginning. Thus completing this very Scorpio circular cycle of the death being the rebirth. The cycle that so few people understand and so many like to judge. Right? So now what do we do with this energy? Let's pull a card now and see towards this new moon is fascinating me. Although I'm pretty sure what it's going to come up with, I'm pretty sure it's about kind of like cementing what you want. But I want cards to kind of give you more solace in terms of the new moon. Because yeah, this is great. But I feel the Scorpio hesitation here. The Scorpio hesitation here is, you know, I've heard these things before. I really am in my feelings. I am going up and down right now. Excuse me. And I always have to say, you know, this is the beginning of the month. You're actually getting this before the beginning of the month. So as much as you want to, you know, be like, no, I don't feel any of this, this stuff is going to be pretty sudden. So if you are here right now, and you are here right now with someone, And it looks like this situation is just, this person is going to grow into their own as you are growing into your own. What you have coming up for you is much more stable than you think. Because the sort of passion that you require is volatile, but the love behind it will be so steady. It's in many ways, you know, the quintessential, sorry about that. In many ways, it's the quintessential Scorpio relationship. You know, you're talking, I touched it and it froze, sorry. You're talking in a lot of ways about a relationship that is built on a very firm sense of commitment, but also quite a lot of passion and a lot of heat and a lot of celebrating and a lot of, like, you know, being a bit wild. And that's always something you guys are super into. So let's see how the new moon locks all that energy in, or what does the new moon bring you once you've got Venus in your sign, once you've got this like reparation going on, once you've got like all this magnetism and you're kind of figuring out who you want to be with. You're like, all right, this is the person, or oh my God, this person is coming back out of nowhere. Oh my God, I'm so in love with this person. It's like sparked for you. So now I'm like curious, like, okay, I get it. I get all that. I get Venus. I even get Mars being in your house of subconscious. Mars being in Libra, like all the things that you really don't want to admit to, like you want to be liked, you want to be loved secretly, all of that. Good. Good. I know you want all that. And Mars in the 12th house is like, come on. Come on. You know, your subconscious is like, let's go. And the new moon is like, you can do it. The new moon is like, take this, make it new, start again. What's the Fool? We know the major arcana are guides, right? We know these are the roadmaps. We know that the minor are the exemplification of what's going on. Let's say it is the fractalizing of the hologram out into a bunch of cards so we can read the temperature of the hologram in relation to Scorpios at the moment. If none of that makes sense, watch the Strange Ramblings videos and you'll understand. Okay? Now, if this is just a filtering out of the hologram so we get a snapshot of energetically what it's looking like for you guys, then the major arcana stand out as not the snapshot that gives you the temperature of right now, but really the road signs to take you from whatever we're at now to where you want to go. So this coming up for the new moon is like super good because that's what I wanted to see. It's like Scorpios can be pretty circular, you know, right? It can be really like fixed and stubborn. Like, okay, you get all the information, you get the push, you get the Venus, you get the love, you get the sun in your sign. Perfect. There's the sun in your sign. There's Venus in your sign, right? You got it right here. I'm like, and I should have seen it here. The new moon is here. The new moon is here, but it's like, okay, so she's like playing dumb today. It's not even that I'm playing dumb. It's just that like your cards are so succinct that I could really pick one card and do a whole reading. And sometimes I get a little bit like ahead of myself and I just want to give you more when like it is kind of right here already. Here are all the big placements that are going to be in your sign this month. But I was like looking for like, these are road signs. They're telling you, let's start with the first one. So what's this telling you? What's this road sign about? This is basically to let you know that what you're walking towards now, the risks you're being asked to take, the things you are being asked to heal and forgive, the things you are being asked to re-examine, you are being asked to redo them and look at them again and re-examine with bravery, right? Bravery. The sun shines evenly on everything because it is totally magnanimous. It wants for nothing from no one, which is why it can give to everyone, right? This is that Jupiterian kind of like basking in generosity energy. You have this now, okay? You have love. So what does the road sign tell you here? Embrace this. Walk with the sun on your back, let it light your way and go. And then the next road sign here. Then what do? You've got luck here, you've got love here, and then the Wheel of Fortune is saying, okay, so if things are turning in your favor, right? That's what it's saying, right? The road is about to turn in your favor. So you keep walking down this road, keep walking, because the road is about to turn in your favor. Right? So stay on the road. And if the road is leading you to something that looks like a pretty volatile, passionate thing, that's what you gotta do. And Scorpions kind of love this interplay back and forth towards each other. So, yeah. Two Scorpios fighting. Two Scorpios fight, that's what it looks like. So, then we come to the last roadmap here. And so what more for me than for you, admittedly, because it is already here. Be brave as you walk down the road that will turn in your favor, because by definition, if the road is bound to turn in your favor, what does that mean? We can deduce from that what that means is that right now it is not in your favor. Okay, so you're in the hard times. What do you need to know in the hard times to keep walking down the road so it does turn in your favor? You gotta keep walking, even when there's nothing there. And who can do that better than a Scorpio? Nobody. Now, we're gonna get into this bottom of the deck right now. Obviously, because like y'all ain't done. Y'all ain't done, obviously. But let me bring the light sources back, and let me bring myself back here. So, I wanted to talk to you about the Scorpio video from last month and just the response that I got and how intensely wonderful I feel about it and how supportive you guys were and just how much fun it was. I like loved doing it. I love the response I got from you guys. I love that you love the Shiva look for your sign. Like I love that it resonated with you, you know, and that we did like Halloween because we have to celebrate, you know, like it's your birthday, it's your holiday, all that. So this is being taped the day before Halloween, and I have been super, super, super in my feelings and feeling very kind of like I should be able to say what I want and I should be able to still be loved and be the way I am. But I'm also kind of like peeping everything that everyone is doing and being like, all right, I peep that, I see that, I see that. Let me just fall back over here. Let me just fall back like this. Let me just do this. Let me do that. There's a lot of kind of like, not like plotting. I don't want to say it's plotting. It's more like I'm feeling very comfortable with my sense of like anger and entitlement about certain things. Like I feel like if somebody was doing something like kind of messy or being a little bit like, yeah, if someone was being like super messy, oh, that almost fell, bro. I gotta stop. I'm sorry. Like anyone who was being messy or whatever, things that haven't been bothering me up until now, like all of it just started to like get to me, like on a level where I'm like, I don't want to talk about it, but like it's getting to me and I'm getting mad about it, you know? And then I don't say anything. And then all of a sudden, like I say some like really savage thing and I'm like, whoa, Scorpio season, like, okay, like I'm Cancer rising. I already need to be really careful with my words, you know, because like the water signs can be so mean, you know, we hit you where it hurts. But this Scorpio placement for me, that's what I wanted to kind of talk to you about for a minute, is really interesting because I've been feeling this really weird, like, my scalp has been super tingling. And I've been feeling, my Uranus placement, which is your Kundalini energy, is in Scorpio. So my Kundalini rising, the Kundalini ascension happens when Jupiter goes into Scorpio because it's opposing my... So, let's end this here. We can talk more about that in the extended. I will close that. Or, of course, the Scorpio video is something like really freaky would have to happen like that. Okay. I hope you guys like the makeup. Like I said, The eye makeup was by Michelle. I'm going to leave her information. Michelle Singh is her name. I'm going to leave her information below. We are going to be doing all Pat McGrath Mothership Palette 1, 2, and 3 looks for the November videos. Yazzy's going to be doing a few. Michelle's going to be doing a few. Shout out Yazzie for doing the lashes so perfectly. Alma's coming over to do some hair for the Taurus video in just a little bit. And also, okay, one more thing. So if you buy the extended off of here on YouTube, great. And if you're buying it off the website, then you need to email me and let me know. So that's the way around that, so we don't have that problem anymore. I'm trying not to pay attention to it because it was just like the way it happened. It really freaked me out. But yeah, that's it. I super love you guys. I hope you like this look. And about personal readings. Okay, one thing about personal readings before I go. My neighbor's gonna walk by and like, what the fuck is she doing? One thing about personal readings. I'm gonna start doing one reading like every 2 days, I think. I'll do one reading every 2 days because like not doing readings is freaking people out super a lot. So I'll do like emergency readings once or twice a week. If you would like an emergency reading, you need to just contact me directly because I'm like the volume on the scheduling app, I can't keep up with them. I'm just not equipped for that sort of traffic, like in terms of like using my abilities. Like I'm getting overwhelmed. So instead we'll do it once or twice a week. As you can see, I mess with my hair when I'm nervous, and that made me really nervous, so let me go take care of it. I love you guys. I will see you in December. More holiday looks.